I feel like a idiot right now because my first spidey senses that I had was the last thing that I tested, because the ignition components look so god awful. I overrid my brain to go straight to that. Fire her up. Stays running on its own. Watch this. All right, so we know that we have a leak in the EGR valve. 60 bucks, 65 bucks at the parts store. We're gonna replace that, but that's not the main cause. Let me show you the main cause. We had a combo. Temperature sensor. As soon as you plug the temperature sensor in, kills the engine. This time it ran for a couple seconds before it killed the engine, but it still killed the engine. So I just ordered a temperature sensor and an EGR valve. And yeah, he's got the full tune-up, so it's gonna run a lot better power, gas mileage. And yeah, that'll do it. So those EGRs go out inside there and they suck in air, giving you a lean mixture. So by putting fuel directly to it, it revs up the engine, makes it sound like it should be sounding, right? So that's a quick way to find vacuum leaks. And then the temperature sensor kills the engine. In part one, I said, I've seen these temperature sensors kill the engine before, and I don't know, it was last minute, late in the day. I took the one wire sensor off, and this is the location for the V6s, I believe, with the throttle body injection. But obviously it's one wire, duh, it's gonna be going to the gauge. 2 wires is gonna be your sensor for your computer. This is just gonna run the gauge, so it's like, I'm an idiot. Like, but it's whatever. So we had a combo of issues: bad and corroded grounds, compromised grounds, loose grounds, different wiring problems. There is supposed to be a connector for the distributor reset or whatever it is, and it's just not there on this vehicle. I got a 94 parked out back, it's there. I just had a buddy come in with his 91 to do some tires. Same distributor, same engine. It's there on his, so why isn't it? I wanted to use that for diagnostics. And then we had every ignition component was gross. Like that coil was packed, really shaky. I've had one too many Arizona RXs, cup of coffee. So that coil was packed with corrosion to the point where I've seen, like on the Jeeps, it's common for them to happen, and Durangos and stuff. It's common for those to corrode and then it just won't start. It was worse than those that I see. And I broke my glasses, see, glued them back together. But we had all that corrosion, all that buildup, horrible spark plugs, cracked exhaust manifolds, no codes being thrown on the engine. Nothing. So you just had to figure it out. And the first thing I wanted to do was disconnect that temp sensor, and I didn't. Oops. And then we got the EGR causing excessive vacuum, making it run crappy, making it run lean, and then also the temp sensor that kills it. Now it did run good after the tune-up when it wanted to, so it's like an intermittent kind of temp sensor problem shutting it down. But yeah, I've seen it on the Volkswagens. I've seen it a lot on the throttle body injected Chevys. Other vehicles too. Temp sensor goes bad, throws off your fuel mixture, it kills engines, it does all kinds of stuff. Just installed the new parts. Time to fire her up. I did remove a fuel line to get to that EGR nut. still doing the same thing. Let's unplug that brand new temperature sensor. All right, so this temperature sensor was only 10 bucks. Let's unplug it. Maybe we have a problem with the wiring going down. Let's see now. All right, temperature sensor unplugged. Still doing the same thing. Feathering the gas. Just gets wilder and wilder. All right, with those parts replaced, ran worse. And I suspected idle air control. Sure enough, that EGR, sucking in vacuum, was working as an idle air control. So now that that's fixed, it wouldn't run. So off my 4.3 liter, the part number is exactly the same on the idle air control valve. So I grab it and put it on. It works. All right, so with the coolant temperature sensor disconnected, it runs perfectly. I stopwatched it. It will run for exactly 60 seconds and then die every time. So that's something to do with, you know, after 60 seconds, whatever in the computer does whatever, and since the temperature sensor's disconnected, it'll just die or something like that. So I had to change over the idle air control valve. There's another problem with another sensor on this. Now it's time to check wiring diagrams for the temperature sensor and see what's going on there. But 60 seconds exactly. Runs perfect. At 60 seconds on my stopwatch, boom, dies. Even if I feather the gas. All right, so I can keep it alive, but it's like chugging and like running perfect. 60-second mark, boom, got to pre-feather the gas. Be right at 57 seconds, start feathering the gas. It'll stay alive, but it's not running good. It runs perfect for the first 60 seconds. With all the new parts, now it won't start up at all if the temperature sensor is plugged in. No start at all. Even if I play the gas, no matter what I do, no start with the coolant sensor plugged in.